What's good, good viber? How are you doing? It's your girl Esther Joy. Today we're gonna get into the mind. Okay, that was an echo. Yes, let's get into it, shall we? So, really, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the third eye, this connection, and a little bit about it, okay? The spiritual community really be hyping up the third eye a lot. And, with good reason, because the spiritual community has to see beyond the physical into the spiritual. But sometimes we get a little bit fixated on this area, and it can lead to us either hyper fixating on one certain area and kind of losing the big picture. And so, and vice versa as well. So, why don't we just dive into it today? I pray that, we can kind of clarify and remove any distractions and understand how to best utilize the third eye for our mission. So, first off, the third eye is a beautiful point in our 7 embodied chakra system that allows us to more easily focus the energies in an optimized flow state. Now, you may be familiar with the pineal gland, which is located right around in the third eye area in our brain. It's this tiny place where a lot of brain crystals and energy is happening, where, like, you could say it's our command center for the brain activity. Okay, it's pretty cool, and it's really important for our extrasensory abilities being processed in such a way where we can understand them. And when I say extrasensory abilities, I mean, clairaudient, clairvoyant, clairsentient, all of the cognizant kind of abilities that we are given. Now, the third eye is not necessarily where they all lay. One person that may be more clairvoyant means that they can see things that maybe other people cannot see. That means maybe they can visualize a lot easier. They may have a very in tune third eye. That's awesome. And it's also connected with our sacral clairvoyance because we have to have a good grasp of our imagination and the flexibility of emotion that kind of dwell in that area. Now, of course, again, the third eye kind of helps us amplify this energy because where our attention goes, energy flows. And so, the third eye, if we were thinking about a timeline of past to future, it is where we start seeing the blueprints for our future where we can reverse engineer to connect and anchor in that moment. Now, I feel led to share a story at this point about my friend, which I was waiting online for food one day, and she said, "Watch how my dad is gonna come as soon as we get our food." And guess what? As soon as we got our food, her dad called her and said, "Hey, I'm picking you up right now." And so I thought that's really interesting, but also a great testimony of how we kind of already know, we kind of already see, we kind of already sense these things that are beyond the veil. And so the third eye actually has 2 petals. And if I pull up this image again right here, we can kind of see these 2 petals a little bit more clearly. So you're literally seeing that there are this idea of duality coming from the third eye. The 2 petals represent duality. Some people say it represents the 2 hemispheres of the brain, and it definitely can. We have the right and left hemisphere of the brain, and they are pretty much opposites in how they process things. One is super logical and is kind of like a computer with numbers and processing stuff, and the other one is a little bit more spontaneous, perhaps, and better at processing the things that we'll say are like a little bit more childlike and flexible and creative. But yeah, there are a lot of ways that we can look at the third eye in these 2 petals. And so it's important for us to realize that the third eye is a place where we connect to our now moment, the past, and the future. And we visualize and we create dots to connect us to those areas. You could see it as the subconscious and the conscious. There's lots of things within our subconscious mind that we do not know about because, quite frankly, we don't need to consciously know about all the things that are going on. We don't have to know how many breaths that we've taken and have an exact count of which one we're on in our lifespan. Though that's something I feel in the subconscious is already there. And it's really just because energy management that we don't have conscious awareness of everything, because it would be a bit overwhelming. I think you can agree. If you had to think about every single aspect of driving a car all the time, 24/7, it could get quite tiring. But because of this, once we get something down consciously, it goes in our subconscious for storage. And it continues to go. So the third eye is a place where we can actually go back into that subconscious mind if we need, and we can then again focus consciously on these areas. So again, you see that duality between conscious and unconscious. Yeah. But with that being said, I think it kind of reminds me of indigo children, because the color indigo is related to the third eye. And I made a video before, which maybe I'll try to link up a card or something here, right here, that talks, about the connections that I kind of noticed with the rise of indigo children, and also reports of people with attention deficit disorders, and the connection of these beings, which are more attuned to multiple dimensions that are not of the earth and the 3D. And the 3D is special because you have this physical kind of barrier that's also like, you might say like a cage or a vessel. It's like something that the spirit dwells in. And the physical doesn't go at the same speed as, our spirit. So you can see this in the visualizations. When you want to manifest something, if you've ever visualized it, it usually takes a little bit for that visualization to come through, because your spiritual energy is moving at a different rate than your physical. So what happens with ADHD and these attention disorders is almost like one side of their brain that knows how to do it, and the other side of the brain that has the actions or the execution aspect of doing the things aren't really meeting up in the way that causes the connection of the non-physical to the physical to happen. It's almost like you are in this world where, because you visualized it, it is now true. So there's no need for you to physically do the actions. And so this is where the balancing of the third eye becomes extremely important, to understand that you need to be aware of, if you are in a world where certain things that, even though your attention has thought and processed that it has happened, you haven't taken the physical action to bring forth this manifestation. I hope that makes sense. I'll be happy to expand upon it more as I understand. Hopefully somebody who's watching who has and feels led to share their insights in the comments will, and we can all learn more about this concept. But yes, the third eye and your attention, very interesting things. And so I could go on. There's been lots of studies to show that the power of visualization is almost on par with physical action. And it's important for us to take that physical action and to not be in this world where we're going to start seeing that there will be technology which will almost override our sense of reality. And our third eye will become even that much more important for us to determine and decipher what is true and what is not, in terms of what are we feeling, what are we perceiving, what sensations are we processing, and are they actually truly happening, or is this an illusion? We're seeing this happen more and more with VR and other technology that will be rolling out in the oncoming future. And this isn't to scare anyone, but to rather bring awareness and urgency to their attention so that they value it more, and that they utilize the energy that they've been given. visualizing the outcome that they would like. It's so important for us to understand how our visualization, our third eye energy, is used, even in the masses, to get things done. When enough minds come together and visualize the same thing, it goes down in history. In fact, I was just reflecting on how history is really just a collective recollection on the most important and significant parts of what has happened in the past, so that we may make an educated, guess or calculation for the future. Okay, so enough on that rant. I just wanted to connect this back to the third eye now, back to focus, back to our mind, and take a moment to meditate. We're going to be meditating today to just visualize fully what it is that we really, God's put on our heart to manifest. I like to play with my meditation, so especially when I meditate with somebody like you, and explore the mind by utilizing visualization in the meditation. I think it's a great way. Of course, there are lots of different meditations out there, and visualization meditations are some of my favorite, as I am clairvoyant, and you can see it in a lot of my art. I do enjoy to create, and I create mostly, or I'm seeing a lot more of through meditation. These really cool images come up, so it's really fun to create, and I thank God for the gift. So let's take a moment to breathe in, and we'll take 3 breaths and just naturally allow the intention that is within our hearts and minds to come through and to be aware and acknowledged as we breathe. Let's take one more breath. My mind feels so relaxed. And I am so excited to be going on this meditation with you. I'm gonna ask and allow myself to close my eyes, to grow awareness of the sensations around me and amplify them. In my mind's eye, I can see a glowing light. It's very bright. And it grows with the breath, and it flows with it as you exhale. It's just naturally, playfully allowing us to tap into this relaxation that's so organic and natural. It eases our breath. You can feel the relaxation as you exhale just melt your body so that you can more fully relax in this moment. With our eyes closed, this bright light, this natural flowing light that we can sense beyond our sight, it comes closer with our breath. And we can even visualize a cord or a rope, very strong rope, grasping onto this light and pulling it in as we inhale, amplifying the light as we exhale. And our temples relax, our jaws, our eyes can Just relax. And our mind is at ease. Closer and closer this light comes, and you can feel it. And this light is a beautiful sight. It dances, surrounding your being. You can feel this light engulfing your body. And you don't have to do anything. Just breathe and observe. How this light feels as it grows stronger and stronger and brighter. And when it comes close enough, you'll hear someone say, "Take off your glasses." And these glasses are like lenses you have been seeing foggy. And when you take them off, you see clearly the light in front of you. You can sense clearly this energy, the vibration, the feeling, the message. And it's so beautiful. You can touch it, you can feel it. And yes, your guides remind you that this is a space for you to fully acknowledge within your being. And to see where you are going and directing your energy. To acknowledge. You may feel led to rub your eyes as if tears have welled up as you view this energy, this light so clearly. Like a rose, you watch as this energy grows, as the petals unfold before your eyes. You feel the gentleness of how this energy embraces you. You may see clearly a desired outcome or your emotional state of being. And like a cup appears, the light pours into this cup. The top of your head, it opens, pouring in. You receive this light. You may feel physically the sensations of this light integrating with your body, your being, your now moment. Take a moment to just absorb those emotions, that energy. For some of you, you may see images, symbols, words, a certain type of energy that specifically at this time you may feel led to focus on. We can take a moment and give ourselves permission to observe closely this particle of energy. When you are ready and you feel full, take a moment to visualize how you wish to proceed with this energy throughout the rest of your week. I'm gonna let my dog in. Beautiful. And but trust that you have received what you are here to receive, and that all is divinely orchestrated through God's will. We'll take 3 breaths to ground in fully. And here we are. Thank you for taking this time to meditate and to tap into your own being. If you feel led to take a step further or to further visualize and further integrate, and you have the time, I encourage you to do so. You can rewatch this video if you feel led. Take a moment if you are meditating on your visualizations as they will be carried out. The more clear you get on the energy that you wish to come through, that you ground more into this light, that it becomes clearer to you in your perception and the sensations that you are open to with every breath. All balanced. Thank you again for joining today's meditation. I hope that you enjoyed it. It was super fun to meditate with you. And I look forward to meditating with you again, God willing. Let me know if there's anything in specific that you would like to meditate about or on. Now, if you have been struggling with getting your energy together and just in general finding that balance where you feel in control and the master of your own energy, and you'd like assistance, please join the mini course rolling out soon, and it's going to be such a wonderful experience to explore mastering our energy together in this live 3-week mini course. Of course, if you want more information, the description will be in the bio, and there is a pre-sale going on for the next week from the time of publishing this. So definitely use the code MASTER to get over 50% off. Without further ado, check out the link in the description for more information. Enjoy the rest of your day, and may you find such satisfaction in opening and surrendering to how the visualizations come through. It's just that much more magical. God bless. Namaste.